Saw you in a field of ice and snow.
I need help, everything. I need help. 5, 4, come back. Look at the skull. 3, 2, 1. On me. I got it, Sauron. Nice. Watch the skull. And look at that. No damage on Sauron. Oh, we got him down to half health. I mean, it's good. It's good that I was able to identify that when I was only in the map for, say, 10. It took me 10 seconds to realize. It took you guys over, what, 60 seconds, and you didn't say anything. Nobody could open their fucking house. Allies are going to be zoning in shortly. There it is. Come back if you guys check this right. Now, where's your enemy at? I don't standing on the screen. I'm going to kill Ranster and Blue Pop. Was he over?
A3.
Oh, he's good. Walk with me. Walk with me. Just wait. We're gonna walk west now. Look, walk west. Catch west now. Catch west. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
One more, stop it.
Go side now. Boot side now. Got him to west. Heal over the wall. He's
They always rep their south. They're upping us north.
Keep fucking west. Yeah, keep fucking southwest.
Please, Jade allows. They're turning back north.
Walk these. Walk into the bomb. Okay, this is
I'll bomb wipe on left.
Okay, Leo's dead. They're gonna run. Yeah, chase them.
right. Ready to gig. Now walk up the southeast. Walk up southeast wall. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Southeast wall at the AC. That's how you do it. Delete it back up. Wide left and north. Mud, you gotta push hard in the north.
Listen, we're not fucking around, but they need to launch Wasteland. What the fuck are we doing?
4, 3, 2, 1. I got neck pan. Nice. His ice blocks down. Neck pan's down. His ice blocks down. Now hold this angle. We're gonna hit straight northwest. Help west. Allies, more people need to help the west, niggas. Help the west.
Ellipsis is holding east.
Help the west, niggas. Now look. We're gonna walk in. Neck, do something. They blew everything. There's nothing. Everybody's gonna walk in. Start walking in now. Walk. Straight on the tar. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right on me. Right on the middle. Good kill. Boot back now. Those guys.
Henderman just did full. That's full.
And it kicks down. Hold that down. No, straight behind the car. Boot up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They're gonna hit on the northwest.
Out west. Where do you go? Another.
Hinterman is pushing.
Yeah, they're full pushing.
We're pushing now.
The bomb on the peak, rabbits.
Don't worry about it. That's
We're gonna get southwest, deep southwest.
Focus the bridge. Don't worry about anything else.
They're just all across the bridge. Right now. Stop the bridge.
3, 2, 1. Nice. East stack. You're a little bit stacked. Come southeast angle. Allies are playing northeast. Come east. Allies are. Alright. Take the northwest side. There's full. Nice. On Henderman. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On top of the skull. I want that Henderman!
Yeah, chase him.
Right,
He's leaving
go. Yo, put in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Delete. Don't click that.
They're pushing on
They're
left.
gonna kill it.
Wait. Click out.
I feared the fuck out of him. Oh man.
Go.
It's white.
I'm coming.
It's so white.
Hit
Holy.
the kid. Where's the lizard?
He ran out.
Alright, walk in east. Walk. Yo, I'm gonna kill so many. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look at the east wall. Look at the east side. Nice. Don't get yet. Come back east reset. I killed 20. Help. There's your gig.
Rabbits, move.
In the mid.
Move, Rabbit.
Just following the mid.
43% storm coming in approach. Malicious.
Yeah. Air.
And six coming in south tip of the territory. Yeah, it's a full 2v1, obviously.
Can allies
Get
QA?
like 2v1 ready to that. Muzzin, if it's a 2v1, don't fight it.
It is a 2v1. It's
It's 2v1 just dip, dude. Fuck the territory.
Just hold here.
Yeah, hold
You have free to say.
yeah, 5 seconds.
They're pushing south, more south side.
Look at the bomb
Engaging
squad.
on you.
Bomb
Yes.
yes. Full. Like 5 seconds. 35, 4, 3. After GA, 2, 1. It's huge.
It's
Hit it.
laggy.
Lag. Nice job, boys. Nice job. Come to us. Holy crap. That was so many player counts there.
Southwest. Go west. We're to boost him on top.
Catching west. Boost man up. I mean, that was such a late call.
I know.
What was that, bro? Are you serious?
I mean, bro, Serpent fucked us. Go west.
Stop us now. Look, you're 5 seconds on this gate. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inside me. Alright, come back. No, they're gonna do full. Pull. Come all the way back.
They're not watching. He's only one
Nice job. Nobody died.
It's only based on the north.
Keep coming. Ready?
Bomb hit really big.
South.
4, 3, 2, 1. Inside me. 10 men. Hit this. Nice job. Now come back. You pull. Heal me. Gertie, help me.
He'll take his help also. He'll take
We got you, fine.
I'll go back. I mean, there's no power in the trade. They got 7 gauges.
Listen, boys, we just need to hold for 2 more minutes, okay? Then Taki should be in.
Are you coming in trade?
Play no. Probably was smashing again. He's on the east, he's on real. Don't worry.
Northeast stacks it then.
You were caught to a few of these people with this man and lost happy.
We're gonna die. I'm tired of it. I wanna die. I'm gonna kill you.
You have D-tanks inside of you in the back. Chill out.
We're gonna die on this skull, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2. Up the beetle. 1. There we go. Enemy's gonna engage soon. I'm gonna boot out of that one. Genius engage.
Yo, they have all disarray from
I'm
board.
It's done. I zoned out. I'm not in sets for a level better. I'm done. Leave it. I got a VOD. I have 0 pierce. I'm killing absolutely nothing. He hit me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right in the middle. Marky needs some fucking haze in the arc.
Revive, please.
I come back. No haze, I guess. I'm gonna die here. You guys are so fucking bad. Mahadi should be in a battle mark. Side east, going to
Oh, bomb just wiped on that.
3, 2, 1.
Yo, our bomb just wiped a lot. Our bomb just
That's good. And I think there's 0. This brawl is spread in. How many meters a second, by the way? 7 seconds. East wall.
I've got 1 healer.
4, 3, east wall. After tree. 2, 1.
That'll do it.
Spread, they're gonna hit. Guys, ready?
Stacking, stacking.
Nice.
Don't.
Yeah,
Turn this. They went in this. I can't see him. Oh, we're about to get fucked. I feel it.
Enemies full potion in. Spread. Full potion. Just wait, we're gonna play counter.
Wrap around this,
Ready, there it is, enemies get. Right, walk down 10, 9, 8, CCP 5, 4,
GA, big J.
After 3, 2, 1. Take my thing. Okay, west wall's gonna get hit.
I'm on left. Listen is leaving. Listen is leaving on ping. Listen is leaving on ping. I got him. Double get him. Let double leave him. Go.
Oh my. That she killed. 6 is still alive. The Gucci ones are still alive.
On the west wall. You're not holding me in the west wall. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look at the bomb west. Hide on the side. Look at the bomb west start. Full push north to the far north count. Gotta full push north side. Yeah, you see them. Now look, hide in the pocket. Watch SRT. Colors mark. They're gonna turn on the bend maybe. On the GA 3, 2, 1.
Look,
the Yoshiobo is the lizard going west. Come west to me on Yoshioba. Keep coming. Wrap wider when you go around the bend. Look at the lizard on me, right? Gamer foot. Southeast lizard. Yeah, look at the lizard. He's on the gate. 5, 4.
He's too fast.
Get it. 2, 1. They're gonna hit the same time to get it. Don't get it. 1. Watch front, get out. Watch front, get out. Oh, got him.
One bomb coming.
Wall. Hold southeast over the wall. Play the west gate on the side pocket. Surf. 10 seconds next head. 10 seconds to hang. Jockey. Random rice 10. That's 10. That's a fake. That's a fake. That's a fake. Oh, that's actually. Just wait.
You didn't count on these guys.
They're kick part and engaging.
Sorry, what were you guys? Sorry, I had to mute. You guys
told you we should have left.
Yeah,
You should have left. You shouldn't have
I'm
been
gonna
here.
mute.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go back to mute and you guys pick up.
So like when I'm trying to talk, there's like 5 other.
3, 2, 1.
Let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up.
Northeast gate, look northeast gate. 5,
Bumbles.
4, 3, 2, 1. Look at my extreme.
Flag. He killed the enemy shape.
No fair. Rank 1, baby!
Get closer. He just did full.
Okay,
They're watching choke.
6, lizard close, vodka. 4, 3, on me,
running.
2, 1, blast the big AC! Look at these ACs!
Oh my god.
Venom. Watch how you rough line.
They're watching. They're watching.
10 seconds. 10,
5 seconds.
9, 8, CC skull. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's all over!
Vortex drop.
Just wait here.
He's low.
Click in.
On ping.
Touch west wall. 3, 2, 1. Ice block. Back at the side skate. Hide at the side skate.
They're pushing through.
That's okay. Hide the side skate. He's dead. I called him a virgin and he's dead.
More bombs waiting.
There is a banner on the tower from 6.
He doesn't need the mate to die.
EQMS is back to the tower. I'll deal with the tower. You guys push.
No, it's fake. Look on the page. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On the match now. Finish this guy. Careful, there's an engagement.
Yo, lizard northeast grassland.
Why are you guys engaging these?
They're engaging
It's the full miss.
Guys, stop looting.
Full CC. Tanks walk in. S2. Walk in and use your E. Just keep using your E. Spam your E. Next thing you do is on top of the card. 5 seconds. Keep walking. 5 seconds when you engage. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back. Big. Nice job. Now be careful. Stay away from the east wall.
Just a reminder, healers. Keep the D-tanks in.
Be careful on the north, boys, please. Be careful blind on the gate. Be careful the bomb, boys. Is that good? Wait for the bomb, there it is, on the north. Morgie, please! 3 hammers on the wall. So be careful bomb, east side, Molotov, Sweven, and Pelican.
Left northeast. 3, 2, 1.
Trickles. He's not.
Def on me, I'm dead. Holy. Jagged Nathan. Jagged Haley Kitty. Take wind wall. 5.
Henneman looking for bolt.
4, northwest wall. 3, 2, 1. There's full. Walk inside the north. Walk inside. I'm Grippa.
Henneman in the back.
3, 2, 1. Finish out the right block. West. Finish out. Look at the haters. Hold down for 5 seconds. 5. Hold down 5. Hold down 4. Look at your ability. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Top of me. Send the fuck down, nigger. Look at the northeast wall. 9. Late slope. Back fast. Walk back in any. And you gotta go in inside the next gate. Ready to gig early. See if you can. Gig early. Now look. 7. It's gonna be on the gate. Heal the east gate. 5, 4. Heal up. 3, 2, 1. Hello, Rich Kiwi. Watch on your face.
I was right to bait. Everybody, look in front. Go in the front. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On the front now. Okay, we're in the move, we're in the move, we're in the move. Kick, everybody 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 kick, they're flooding, spread, tanks hold it, spread, 10 seconds we hit inside, 10 seconds we hit inside, keep rolling, inside, 5, inside, 4, on the gate.
They're raped, they're fully raped.
Rape them.